How
Hello,
we
Dan.
doing?
I'd just like to welcome. Actually, it's nice to have a fellow QPR fan on now because I've had a Brentford and a Chelsea fan, which has probably upset a lot of my mates, I can imagine. So, Dan Abrahams is a massive QPR fan like myself. I'd like to welcome you. And
Thanks for
basically,
inviting me.
good to meet you. Yeah, and good to meet you. I know you from Rangers. I've seen your boat race there many a time. And yeah, what I usually ask people is who you support. It's obviously QPR
Yeah.
and how you came about supporting them and when and all that type of thing. If you want to rerun that over a
Well,
little bit.
I suppose, I mean, I try to sort of say to people, I suppose I'm the only QPR glory hunter in the history of the club because I started supporting us on the FA Cup final day.
Yeah,
I didn't have a team. I come from a family full of Tottenham fans, and I wasn't going to support Tottenham. It was as simple as that. And it was, I went round a fella's house who I knew he was a QPR fan on the day, and his whole family, for some reason, would suddenly decide they wanted to support Tottenham. So I thought I'd stand with him, sort of thing.
yeah,
And then when Fenwick put the ball in the net, I just thought, I want some of this. This is amazing. It was just an amazing feeling, and I couldn't support anyone else.
no,
If Cuba had gone out of business like they were supposed to, under before what's his face came in, Eccleston and that, I wouldn't have just stopped supporting the club because I'm a QPR fan. That's it.
yeah,
Um, and really, what a time to to be your first sort of couple of seasons. I mean that season going up from the second division was incredible.
oh,
I went away to matches and stuff like that. Just I just couldn't believe it. I mean,
mm,
and then to go up and then the football casual thing to kick off at the same time was just it was like heaven.
yeah,
I really can't describe it to you. I mean, you were there, you know.
oh yeah, yeah,
It was like heaven. I couldn't, I lived out, I live out in Surrey now. I lived out in Surrey, and my mum was very been ill all my life and was very so I was like the housekeeper. My dad worked away a lot, so I had the kitty. So when there was a few quid left off after each week, I'd siphon that off. So I'd take trips up to Shepherd's Bush in the week and go to Stuarts initially, and then I'd go to Man of War and Stuarts. I'd pop in one first and go, oh, they've offered me this top for five or less. And
mm,
I'd become such a pain in the arse, I'd get about 15 quid off. They just send me backwards and forwards, going £2 off, £2 off. I'll get me top. I knew I'd
yeah,
only had whatever I had, 20 quid or whatever it was. And I'd
yeah,
always get it. And I'd go back with a new top and then turn up Saturday or whatever the game with a new top. And it was just like, I don't know, so difficult to describe to people. The
yeah,
football was brilliant,
yeah,
top London club and all that in Europe, just like a dream,
yeah,
and the
yeah,
clothes were just, the
yeah.
clothes were just,
Oh,
it was just
stop.
magnificent,
Unreal.
you
It
know.
is the best era ever, wasn't it? Like, and I've
No
always said
question about it.
my favourite ever season supporting the R's was 82 to 83. There's no two ways
Yeah,
about it.
yeah,
That is my
yeah,
very favourite ever season.
yeah,
For
yeah,
those
yeah,
reasons, because of all the clobber starting to be a
yeah,
casual. It's the most games I've ever been to in one season as well.
yeah,
I didn't miss
yeah,
that many. I only missed Geordie's away, I think it was, or Sunderland, one of them two.
yeah,
A couple of
yeah.
others. I think we played Carlisle in the cup or someone. I can't remember.
Yeah, it rings a bell for
I
some
think it
reason.
might have
That
been
rings a
that.
bell.
It
Yeah,
may have been that year, but it was the ones where I couldn't
yeah,
get to on a Tuesday night type of thing.
yeah, 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 yeah.
But
Because they cancelled
every
the trains early. You'd never get back, would you? You'd
not a
never get
chance.
back. Yeah,
I think
yeah.
the
No.
lads, I think the old, well, they wouldn't have been the LSA then, obviously, but the boys
Yeah,
used to get buses up there. Fair play to
yeah,
them.
yeah,
There
yeah,
might have been another coach that went. The C Mob used to get about on as coaches in
yeah,
them
yeah,
days as well.
yeah. That's right.
But no, not for me. I weren't able to do that. I was only like
No.
15 at the time, I think. Or
Yeah,
something.
I was 14, yeah, that first
Yeah,
season. Yeah, yeah.
brilliant. And
The same sort of age,
Stuarts,
yeah.
I'm going to give them
Yeah,
one quick mention, right? And I'll shut up because on Instagram they were running a competition just recently. You know,
yeah.
the Aqua Scooting Club check cap, and I only went and won it, didn't I?
Did you?
I'm not
Get
going to
in
put it.
there.
I'm not going to put it on right now, but thanks, Stuarts, for that one. And
Yeah,
I said I'd give them a
definitely.
mention because it's the bollocks of a shop, isn't it? It's the
Oh,
nuts.
it's just brilliant. Yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
it's so I remember I just remember again, and I remember do you remember Man of War, which was obviously it was near
Yeah,
the
Man of
station,
War.
yeah.
Yes, I do. Yeah,
And I
yeah.
used to, I remember coming. It must have been sort of September, October time, and I never had one myself. I always wear more Ticini than Phil. I had the odd feel at the top of Ticini. But they had these big, like 3/4 puffer coats. I was 3/4 length puffer coats with just a Vila badge on.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing them people trying to force them out the windows of the changing rooms at the back, and people trying
Oh
to nick
yeah.
them and all this sort of
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
You couldn't
yeah,
get them out the window; they were so big. I just remember
yeah.
laughing like it was like
Oh
one of those,
fucking hell, yeah.
getting nicked to size. So, but
Oh
yeah,
mate.
it's just yeah, just. I mean, I was very lucky because I'm with you the same sort of era. So I had two-tone at school, football casual, which I thought was the purest
Yeah,
fashion because it didn't have any music attached to it.
Yeah.
Then I went to the rave thing, which when the rave music was awful, but everything else was good, if you know what I mean. And
Yeah.
then there was the baggy scene, which had the same sort of thing, and so I managed to sort of luckily bounce from all these things from
Yeah.
one to the other with a bit of maybe a little bit of time, but much time between them. It's just
Yeah.
an
Yeah.
amazing sort of period. But football
Oh,
casual
unreal.
was it. That was it.
Yeah.
The casual
Oh,
stuff was it. That was
no,
the
the nut
the
there's
top.
the nuts.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
I was same as you. I was a Mohican, and then I shaved that off because I had to, because the school suspended me, and then I became a skinhead because of that. And then I was a skinhead, and I wasn't two tone. I was more of an oil skin, like. And then
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, it was a bit more heavy, wasn't it? But I'll look back on it
Mm.
and I think maybe it's because I was an angry kid.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
but
Makes
I
sense.
loved it anyway. And then the casual, as I say, the casual thing, man. Oh,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
the sea mob was on a train one time at Leeds away, and that's how I became a casual because I was a bit of a tramp. I've got a
Right.
bit of a paraffin lamp. I was a skinhead with a fucking glue stain covered sheepskin coat on, age
As you
14,
do.
15, when my mate got a Leeds away. And then the boys come through and said, "You're good boys, you are, but you need
Yeah,
to smarten up." I'm sure it might have been
absolutely
Lyle or
right.
Mark McDonald or someone. And I thought, yeah, all right, yeah. But we used to look up to them. And that
Yeah,
was it. It took off, and then I had to
yeah,
start getting the
yeah,
clothes. And like you say, you got it in any. If you had to nick, beg,
yeah,
borrow,
yeah,
steal, or
yeah,
whatever, you got the gear somehow,
yeah,
didn't you?
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, you're
No,
so
it was,
similar to me, man. Same era and everything.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Just, I mean, I was quite lucky because my dad was working in TV, and knew Terry Venables very well. And I was just looking around for it. I can't find it. I've got one of the team shirts,
yeah,
the Dennis the Menace team shirts, like from that black, the Guinness
yeah, yeah,
shirt, long sleeve one, and that's like prized possession, So that, and
yeah.
even the kit. I mean, our kits have always been the best kits in the world anyway,
Yeah.
but that's a cracker, that Dennis the
Oh,
Menace
the
kit, that
Dennis, man. Yeah.
black and white,
Oh,
beautiful,
beautiful.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, lovely.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it was good times like that as well, yeah. So
It was.
but I couldn't support anyone else. I couldn't and wouldn't. It's as simple as that. Just a QPR boy, West Paddock boy, proud
Yeah,
of that. I mean, I wasn't involved in any of the stuff, but it was there. You could see it. I remember things kicking off right behind you, like, hang on a minute, right in front of you.
yeah.
So it was, yeah, it was a really, and again traveling about. I normally went up and down on the trains and stuff like that, which was you just bump into different people. Just you knew you looked different from a lot of the clubs. Some of the clubs hadn't caught up at that
No,
time
no,
with the
no.
look. I remember someone telling me they went to Borough once and said that they were on the platform leaving and everyone was done up in a casual gear, keep the old boys.
Yeah.
And I said, and they come out dressed like Slade, the Borough fans, which I thought was
Yeah. Big
always stuck with
flares.
me. Yeah, yeah.
Flares.
It's like, where are you? And it was only about
uh,
3 months later, they probably got into the casual scene, but that little window seemed to be like a
yeah,
lifetime.
mental, mental. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
because I wrote a couple of books as well. I think
yeah,
you've,
yeah.
you,
I've just picked one up. Just
yeah,
picked one up. Yeah,
and a
yeah,
couple
yeah.
of lads. One was a Rotherham fellow, and one was God, where was the other one? Oldham.
Yeah.
Cole Spears, who wrote books as well, actually.
Right. Yeah, yeah,
And he was saying that even the Rotherham lad said we were the very first team ever to appear at Rotherham
yeah,
dressed up like that.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I
Wouldn't
mean? And then the
surprise me.
Oldham geezer said that the sea mob had kicked off with them and all that. And he remembered this fella looked like Ray Winstone at the time. I think I know who it was as well, but I ain't going to mention. Not going to drop
No,
him in
no,
his
no,
shit right now.
no,
But,
no, no,
but
no, no.
yeah,
No,
actually, what is your book? Tell me a little bit about your book, actually.
so the book is 71, 72, a bit before that time. 71, 72, football's greatest season. It's called,
Right.
and yeah. I mean, I think I argue the defence for the claim pretty well. I mean, and it was one of those weird books. It came out so 50 years later. So Derby won the league. We went into Europe, all that sort of stuff. So 50 years later, Derby nearly went out of business. We came out of Europe. Everything it all seemed to happen as well. 50 years later on, it was quite strange, but yeah, it was an amazing season, and it's done all right. I mean, it's number one on Amazon football books and history books and stuff like that. So it did
Yeah.
all right. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I
yeah. It
must
was
look into that, actually,
yeah,
Dan.
yeah, yeah. It's a
I must look
lot of research, but it's worth it. I mean, you don't make any money
into
out of it, do you? But
No, it's penny.
it's the
It's
love of doing
pocket
it.
money, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
when the book first comes out, you might make a couple of hundred here and there or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
But as the years go by, you're lucky to earn like 10 or 20 a month.
yeah, yeah.
But, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's not about
No, you've got it.
right.
It's
There's a
done.
slight
It's
element
done.
that you want to earn some money.
Yeah, yeah. Very nice.
Selling anything ain't easy, is it?
No, very true, very true. But yeah, so that I've done some other ones, but that's the only football one. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, nice one. Yeah, I enjoy writing. I was thinking about writing another book recently, but then I decided it's far too much work involved for me at the minute. So I
yeah.
decided I actually enjoy doing this now. It's nice
Well,
to
this,
catch. It's like having a
yeah,
chat, to people, like-minded people, have a little chat. We're sitting here having a little chat and all that, and it's
yeah,
not. That's all it is. That's literally.
But you can't capture this. You can't capture this on in a book. That's the weird bit
No.
about it. You can try and interview people, but you miss certain bits, and you know, and that sort of, yeah. It's a. I mean, I was thinking about this the other day. There's a definite moment in me. If I mention the casual thing or whatever else, I can see I can feel it. I can see Loftus Road walking down the Uxbridge Road, whatever, in the summer, everything else, and just seeing people with the gear on. I can feel that visceral feeling they had, and I
Oh,
know by saying this will look effect on your face immediately. I know anyone else will watch this who was at that
butterflies,
time will
butterflies,
remember it.
butterflies,
Exactly, and that
butterflies.
you can't really get that when you're writing
You
it. You
won't
can
get it
try,
again.
but it's
Never
yeah,
get it again.
yeah,
Never.
it's very difficult, and everyone's got their own photo in their mind, but it's the same
Oh,
photo, if you know what I mean.
100%.
So it's
Yeah, yeah,
terrific,
yeah.
terrific times, yeah, yeah,
Oh, unbelievable.
yeah.
Yeah. It's just the
I mean,
whole thing, the whole day, the whole meeting up, getting there on a
yeah,
fucking old route master bus and
yeah,
then getting a tube to somewhere. But meeting up with all your mates and that. And in them days, I mean, early days, I mean, I was a drinker back then, I'm not now, but we
yeah,
used to get a couple of bottles of cider.
yeah.
We'd go in there.
Thunderbird or cider or
Yeah.
something. Yeah,
Remember the Shepherd's Bush Record Exchange?
yeah, yeah,
Opposite
yeah,
Goldhawk Station.
yeah, yeah. I do. Yeah,
I used
yeah,
to go in
yeah.
there and sell all my old punk and skinhead albums, which I should have kept hold of.
You should have. Yeah.
Fund the day of football, like, because he'd have enough
Well,
money to get in and then have a sausage sandwich with brown sauce in it, cup of tea
yeah,
with fucking grease floating on top of it,
yeah,
and then do that, and then walk up the road, have a bottle of cider. If the old
yeah.
Bill fucking didn't confiscate it off of us, and then didn't meet all
In you
your mates.
went. Yeah,
Unbelievable, isn't it?
yeah, yeah.
And then days. No phones, no
No,
nothing, no
no,
fucking
no.
CCTV, none of all that CCTV and phone bollocks. Everyone had to communicate and
Yeah,
chat, get on, and
yeah, yeah,
it was
yeah.
just the camaraderie of it all, really.
And there's always that bit you get those stories. I mean, the matches meant something more to them. I mean, even the FA Cup final. I know a fellow who was an Arsenal fan. He got a ticket, wind of a ticket. I mean, I've had this I'm had that with this when we got promoted to against Watford under Warnock at Watford under Warnock, and I didn't have any. I mean, I was a season ticket holder then, and
Yeah.
someone got me some tickets from a Watford player that I managed to sort of sneak across and get them, and they weren't for me. But if I was there at a certain time, I'd get them. And it was a
Mm.
long time since that sort of thing had happened, but you know, you couldn't miss out on the game. But I know
No.
this Arsenal guy, this Arsenal went home, he sold his toaster. His wife came out, he sold a toaster and a lot of other things from the kitchen to get the ticket. She came back in the evening pissed and she went mental. And like, well, I weren't going to miss Arsenal at Wembley, was I? Because
No.
you didn't know if they were going to get there again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
That
exactly.
sort
Yeah.
of thing, wasn't it? You know, so
Yeah,
football
yeah, yeah.
had that real. I think it just
Oh,
meant everything. You know,
it did. It really did. It was literally life, wasn't it?
yeah, it was.
It
Yeah,
was.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And thank God for that. Very
Yeah.
lucky to have had it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we're lucky as we lived in that era because the kids these
I
days,
think so.
bless them, they don't know, do they?
No, I don't. I think so. And I
But
think it just and you went to places not only if you get back. Yeah, there's all those sort of things. And I mean, get on the train or whatever. I mean, that was the other thing. The train was a big thing. A
mm,
lot more social, wasn't it, than just sitting in a
oh yeah,
blinking car. I mean, I
oh
don't like doing
definitely.
it. Yeah. And there was
You're
all
right.
those sort of sides of things, you know. And there was also the I mean, I weren't involved with the trouble, but you saw it about, and there was that. It was everything had that full electricity, you know. And you'd be walking
Absolutely.
along, it'd just go off, and you're like,
Oh
oh,
yeah,
back to the wall, you know.
100%. Yeah,
You
it's
know, that
like
was like,
you must have got it as well when you went away.
yeah, yeah.
We didn't have the greatest away following back then in them days. It weren't very
No, no, we
big,
didn't. No,
but
no,
it was
no.
tight. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
tight, and you'd always get to know all the same face. You get to know all the faces, and you think you all
yeah,
got to stick together. Anyway, as you're pulling in wherever it may be,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
anywhere, wherever it was you're going away, you'd have that. You'd get that
yeah, yeah,
nervous feeling.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
who's going to be there? Who's going to be there?
yeah,
Who's wait? I
yeah,
wonder if they're waiting for us. And
yeah.
then
Exactly. Yeah, yeah.
the buzz of
And
walking,
we
walking
stood out
through
like
their
sore thumbs
town.
as well. Yeah, stood out like
Yeah,
sore thumbs with the casual gear on a lot of places. You're like, no one looks like this. So it's just
exactly. Yeah.
like bright red hair. I look,
Yeah.
fuck, you know, I was doing that like Belushi vegan.
Right, and
Yeah,
then in them days, there were certain things that Londoners wore that the others didn't. And
yeah,
there's one I
yeah,
got caught out of Forest one year because I went back to the station. There was a few of us up there in a pub, and we were waiting for all the other boys to turn up. Didn't
yeah.
have mobiles in them days. So you
No,
couldn't
no,
find
no,
out.
no,
So
no.
I'll go back to wait for the next train and see if anyone gets off.
That's brave, yeah,
And I walked back into the station, and immediately they clocked my Pierre Cardin jumper, and I had a pair
yeah.
of Farrahs on. And I'd laugh about this. I had a pair of fake croc skin shoes on, right? Yeah, only because
Can't
I've
run
been
in
out.
those.
I come straight from the night out
Yeah,
the night before with a pair of
yeah.
fucking slip-on croc skin shoes. They clocked me straight away, didn't they? And they run me back out. I was running backwards back to the boozer. I was like, luckily I got away. And then this other forest geezer come out and he goes, "No, he's all right there. Leave him, leave him."
Yeah.
That geezer set us up as well, actually. For
Yeah. I've heard a few of those.
that
Really
old
few of those.
story. Oh,
Yeah, had that
but no,
Coventry one
it's
get
just
sent in the paper.
excitement, isn't it? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Oh,
Yeah, I definitely had a few of those sort of thing. But I remember like, Arsenal. That said, well, now my memory. I mean, sort of. You think a lot of the little funny stories. I remember we beat Arsenal 2-0 at Highbury, and I come up with some fellas who are Arsenal fans and walked up from Wembley station. We were in the clock end, weren't we? And I walked up from the North Bank side, so the old bill wouldn't let me in because they thought I'd come from where the Arsenal fans were. So a lot of hassle getting in. I was under my own.
yeah,
We got in. Now my memory tells me this is 100% true, but I don't know, maybe it's not. But I remember I thought someone got up and put the clock back. We went 2-0 up. Someone turned the clock back about 5 minutes and everyone was singing it and it kicked off and they was all singing clock in, do your job.
yeah,
So it all kicked off and it got outside the ground and I'm sort of by a wall walking out and then it went off everywhere and I got split up and was on my own. And
yeah,
that's just sort of, I didn't know where I was going. So I'm trudging on, and suddenly it's like pitch black. I'm on, just keep your head down. I was getting so much grief for getting punched, people running past me, punching me in the face. Just locals, not even football fans, because it just looked not like the locals fans or anything. And
yeah,
it was like, fucking hell, just get to a station, keep your head down. You know what I mean? Got in.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I had one arm ripped off my top. It was a feeler top with zip off arms. One arm was ripped off the top of the jet. I was like, fucking got on the train. Like, fucking hell. But then,
Oh,
of course, your mates say, you go, oh, yeah, brilliant. Yeah, because you are
yeah,
excited
yeah,
by it all, you know. I mean,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
if I think
Oh,
about it now, I was like, yeah, old Papa was going, you know.
yeah, it was hairy time. Sometimes it was really hairy getting back to stations, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah,
You know, you
yeah,
think it's like running the gauntlet sometimes.
yeah, yeah. I remember
Leicester,
Norwich having that, definitely having that.
I think it
Yeah,
was the same year we beat Leicester, the 82 to 83 season. I think it was. I think we went to Leicester away and won 1-0, actually.
yeah,
Pretty
yeah,
certain it was that season. And they were still skinheads at the time,
yeah,
Leicester.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And we were walking back to the station, right, and I just remember every now and then there'd be people popping out the side
yeah,
street,
yeah,
having a dig here and
yeah,
there.
yeah,
We kind of fending them off and that, but it was a long walk from Leicester,
yeah,
actually, from
yeah. It was.
Filbert
Yeah,
Street back
yeah,
to the station as well.
yeah, yeah.
Those are those little places, like you think, fucking hell. But it
Because
was
that had the like the industrial estate, didn't it? That to the side. I remember getting hit with a brick on the back, and then someone got hit with a little bit of slate on their head. It cut their head. Didn't go in. But I remember that, and that was just people wandering along. And I remember that people popping out. I quite clearly remember that. But
yeah,
and if that's in front of you,
yeah.
you think it's just what do? You sort of like you freeze for a couple of seconds. You've just got to keep moving, don't you?
It's just
Yeah,
survival of the
yeah,
fittest, isn't
and
it?
you never seem to get there, do you? Never seem to get to that fucking station.
And in them days, I don't think the old people really liked it, like Cockneys. Well, they called us
No.
Cockneys. We weren't Cockneys, we were Londoners, but fucking they
Yeah,
used to leave them to it, didn't they?
yeah,
Like just let you
yeah,
leave you in the fucking cauldron sort of thing.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
I remember, I
That,
remember, I remember loads of times going away and the numbers were gone. And he'd be like, "Oh man, what am I going?" And I would go down there, mate. I don't give a fuck. And you're like, "Oh," and then you walk back. You had a whatever thrown at you and everything else, and you notice there's no fucking numbers. You think, well, you couldn't do anything. Not that you'd be ringing up the police, going, "Oh, by the way," but it was almost like a setup. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I remember
yeah.
that. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, fucking awesome, man. Yeah, I
But that's
won't go.
what I always think that's why the trainers in the casual stuff they were all trainers, yeah, even though they weren't like you couldn't use them for any sport really. I mean, gazelles were useless, but you can half run in them.
Mm.
You could get a shift on when you needed to. Do you know what I mean? Well, like
Run
when I needed to.
Yeah, when you needed to. Mind
Yeah,
you, we had
yeah,
to. Obviously, everyone's had to run at some stage, we're only fucking human, aren't we? Do you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah. I
It's
say
like, oh,
that.
we didn't run with nobody, but we tried not to. You know what I mean?
No,
Obviously,
no, no.
hence we know.
I remember doing all right. I never really saw them get backed off much. I don't really, not especially not at home. I remember like
No,
when there was things happening.
yeah,
For the size of the club, I always thought I did really well. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And then
yeah.
and then I sort of met a few of the people along the way, and you sort of realise why they'd done quite well. They're fucking nutcases.
Oh, fuck me, cute. Plenty of them, plenty of loonies.
Yeah,
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 plenty.
yeah,
They're
yeah,
still floating around, aren't they?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I know a
60,
few of them. Yeah.
65 years old and all that.
Yeah, yeah, still got that look. Still managed to
Uh,
vanish. That's the one thing that's always got me about for like chaps like that. But if you see them at a station, I used to say to my mates like I'd know a few of them, and so watch them disappear when they come out of the station, poof, and they're gone like dust. And I said, it's
yeah,
like a miracle.
yeah,
Somehow I don't know, they're just gone. And he's like, where have I told you? And there was like 5 or 6 of them vanished. So I
yeah.
was watching them. They went. As I told you, it's a skill they've got that
Oh,
us lot don't have. You know what I mean?
absolutely, yeah.
Survival. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? That's the one,
Yeah.
yeah. No, and you know you've got it all sussed out and planned and everything, isn't it? It's like
yeah,
where to
yeah,
go and where not to go, and But back then we used
exactly.
to
Yeah,
just walk anywhere and just take the chance, like
yeah, yeah,
whatever
yeah.
come
No,
at you, you just take it.
yeah. Well,
uh,
that's it. In it, long day. I think it makes it a long day,
it
doesn't
does. It
it?
can be. Can be a
On
long
your way
day.
back
Yeah,
out. Yeah,
quite sort of like relieved when you get back in
yeah.
one
You
piece.
put sleeping on the train on the way back.
100%, man. Yeah. So anyway, do you get much down there these days, Dan? To
I
Wembley?
haven't been. I've been to a couple of games because I was something to do with the Stan Bowles naming to get the stand named after Stan. Not a lot, but I was like the fifth Beatle in that sort of thing, and just got with a couple of the guys, Steve Flannery and all that lot. And I think just because I've worked in the print, the fact that I attached my name to it seemed to give it a bit more. This whole he's a ex-journalist and the club shit itself a bit and maybe pulled its finger out a bit quicker.
Yeah.
Sports journalist or whatever. But yeah, I mean, that would have been one of the last lot. I don't because I've been now sort of last couple of seasons. I've been busy with sort of personal things. I haven't been down there much, but I still keep in touch. I've got a mate who's a season ticket holder. I still get a message off him every 15 minutes going, yes, yes, oh shit, the usual. I mean, last night was at Wembley. We're going to Wembley 2-0 up, and then bollocks 3-2 down.
Wembley. I think some boys get too excited about us these days, don't they? It's like you
Yeah,
make a couple of signings, playoffs, players, we're going
yeah,
promoted,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
it all comes down to earth very, very quick. I don't
Very
build
quickly.
any hopes anymore
No,
with the
no,
Rangers.
no,
I just hope we
no.
stay up. That'll do, won't it? Again.
One point above relegation would be good enough. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, but I
yeah.
don't want all that misery of worrying about it every
No,
week and then watching the teams below you thinking, oh no, they've won, oh
yeah,
shit,
yeah.
and all that
And they put,
bollocks.
yeah,
Let's have a
they
bit of
put,
stability in mid-table or something, if you
yeah,
like.
yeah. It'd be nice. It'd be nice. Yeah.
But
I just,
we signed that geezer today, that fella Coney or whatever his name is. He's a
oh
striker
right.
from Wickham. No, is it?
Yeah, yeah. There
Was it
I thought
Wickham?
some of them were.
Wickham. He was the
I
top
can't. I'm not
scorer.
sure. Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
right.
Who
Well, that's all
knows?
right.
He might be all right, innit? No,
He
so
might. He might put in one or two.
hopefully, one or two
But
will
it's
do.
yeah. I always get that thing is I remember the year when I started supporting Rangers as a club. It might have been the 1986 Milk Cup final, which was just like hell on earth.
Oh.
And some fella said to me then, I remember saying, "It's the hope that kills you, son." And I thought, yeah, it is.
I think the
It's
best thing
never
to do
gonna
is not to fucking hope nothing.
absolutely, absolutely, yeah, yeah,
But we do those still, don't we? But I definitely don't buy into all this. Oh yeah, we're going to go up with this year because we got this
no,
and that. But if we get a couple more players, like we're talking about getting Sato now again back, I liked him,
yeah,
and maybe another with this new
yeah, you're
striker.
right.
And hopefully, who knows? Who
Yeah. I
knows?
mean,
Anyway,
yeah, as long as they play good football, that's what you can ask for.
yeah,
I
yeah,
think that's the main thing I've realised. Dan, is if it's good football, that's what we want.
yeah,
And there's that lovely story. I don't know how true it is, but there's a lovely story that when Warnock, because he was a long ball merchant, wasn't he? And when
mm,
he came along as a manager, he saw a couple of fans after the first couple of games and said to him like, what is it? What do you lot want it? And I said, we just want to play proper football, get a midfielder in like Bowlesy, Curry, or Marshall, something like that, and all that sort of thing. So
yeah,
he changed the whole way he managed, and he said, well, I couldn't fail as long as I was playing decent football. And he got to him and all that. So then the fans were on my side, and as it worked out, we went up. But
yes.
so it's just a lovely thought to think if it is a true story that's the one thing that these QPR fans said it was proper football, none of this kicking the ball about.
Nah, fair enough.
Yeah, and all that
Yeah,
sort of
yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah. Because that's
So
crap. The Warnock was
yeah,
solid when he really was a solid manager, man. There's no two ways.
yeah, yeah, and we had to
Save
play
you.
some beautiful football.
That was
Yeah,
another one of my favourite seasons. The year we went up
that was a great
under
time, wasn't
Warnock,
it?
actually, that was good as
Yeah,
well.
great
Tarat and
time.
even Rutledge. I
Yeah,
like Rutledge actually as
yeah,
well.
yeah. It did really
Did you
well
go
for
to
us.
that
Yeah,
game at Reading away?
yeah, yeah. The
It was
1-0.
live, and we
Yeah,
won 1-0. Rutledge
yeah,
got the winner.
yeah,
That was
yeah,
bedlam in the way, and
yeah.
that mate,
It
it was
was. Yeah,
mental,
yeah.
mate. Proper.
I I've
Yeah.
got a little story about that. So I took an ex-girlfriend of a family of QPR. She's QPR, bless her. So I still in touch with her. She's a lovely girl. And so there's no pubs near the ground or anything, or the new ground at Reading.
No.
So we went into the members bar thing, and I said, right, look, just tell them you're pregnant. And I said, look, mate, can you go? I said, can she come in? He said, yeah, yeah. So we went in, sat down, and she weren't pregnant. So I'd having a drink and everything else. And I went out, it was about 5 minutes before the kickoff. And so I went out to the bar, get a quick drink in. And she's sitting there chatting to these girls and all that. There's like loads of sort of couples in there, seem to be, and they're all sitting there. And this fella said to me, "Oh, hey, so and so's playing." I said, "I don't know, mate." I said, "He's a Reading player, I'm a QPR fan." He said, "Oh, so am I." And I said, "How'd you get in?" He said, "I told him my wife was pregnant." And there was about 10 of us all told him the same story.
What is it'd be a maternity ward rather than a
Yeah,
bedroom.
exactly. Yeah,
Have a
yeah. It's
midwife
just one of those
handy.
lovely stories. And I thought, typical
Brilliant.
Rangers fans.
Ah, brilliant. Everyone thought the same thing and they still fell for it.
I bet they just thought, oh, for fuck's sake, in you go. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, go on, lads, go on. Just come in, innit?
Yeah.
Like,
They're not going to
uh,
start a row. Their missus is with them. So,
yeah. Brilliant. Yeah.
yeah, loved it. And then we won. Yeah, won with 10 men,
That's right,
which
yeah.
was a classic, mate. And I think, was it just as I was singing Premier League, you're having a laugh? And then bang, you put it in the net. Yeah.
They're gobby
Just
little
remember that.
down at Reading. They're a bit gobby on that side bit
Yeah,
there, aren't
yeah,
they?
yeah. That was a
Yeah.
nice one.
That
Yeah.
was a good turnout that night. That was one of the better evening games I went to that year, I must say.
Yeah.
One of the away games, anyway. But
Yeah,
yeah,
no, that was a hell
yeah.
of a season. That was a hell of a season. That was
Yeah, it
something.
was.
Yeah, something really
Oh, we had
special.
some
Yeah,
good players, didn't we? Yeah,
yeah, yeah. And I
definitely.
remember that when we went. So we went to Watford. Obviously, we won. I remember they obviously wanted to do that. They were really fuming with us because we had all the fans everywhere and they'd sold us all the tickets. So it was their own fault, wasn't it? And I remember on the pitch, the bloke walked on with a mic and was going like, "Get off the pitch, get off the pitch!" And Rangers fans were running around everywhere. And someone ran past and nicked the microphone off him and started singing "You Are" down the microphone. I just thought it was brilliant.
Brilliant. Yeah, yeah. I didn't get to that game, as it happens.
That
I
was
don't know.
a great game.
No, I weren't
One
banned. I
two
weren't
nil.
banned then. No, I weren't banned
Well,
actually. I just didn't
no,
go.
yeah, yeah, 1-2-0. I mean, should have
That's
won
right.
it.
And
Yeah,
that
yeah,
kind
it
of
was,
sealed the promotion, didn't it? Yeah.
yeah, that was
Didn't
it. We were up.
we?
Yeah,
We won at. Did we drew 2-2 at Cardiff? We needed to win at
yeah,
Cardiff, didn't
yeah.
we? But we drew
Really
two
need to win.
two.
Yeah, no, because if they were going to deduct the points and then
That's right.
yeah, Watford we were top. They could we'd won it. They couldn't. Hang on, sorry, the dog's just chewing something. Come on. No, they couldn't. Yeah, they couldn't really take it off as part. Well, they'd have to just rob us of it. Really, we definitely won it points wise at Watford. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
definitely. Yeah,
that was a nice. I just remember
yeah.
that being one of those. Yeah, it was like fans everywhere. But we had fans all over the place, and then they heard us all in their home section. The security heard us all together at half time, so there was a good couple of thousand Rangers fans in their bit. They were fuming.
Yeah,
Don't
lovely.
sell us the tickets then, yeah.
Great stuff. And they should have given us a whole end of dopey sods, didn't they?
Yeah, that's right. They only had that little corner bit. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
the heart
So,
was
yeah,
just under heart, wasn't it, I think, or whatever.
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
a
It
game
was,
like
yeah,
that, you think,
yeah.
we'll just give them the away end, don't it?
Well, they're not. They weren't interested. But yeah,
No.
it was a great day. And I remember taking over the sort of town centre for the evening and stuff. It was lovely. Yeah,
Good old
despite being told
celebration.
you're
Yeah.
going to get your heads kicked in and all that sort of nonsense. And,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
nothing happened. Yeah,
No,
yeah.
no, no, no.
No, no.
All
So
mouth as
yeah,
usual.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh,
But
yeah, there's plenty of stories you could tell in there, but as I say, the time's a bit limited with this at the moment. But we can always, like I say to everyone, you can always come back and have
yeah, no,
another
definitely.
chat
Yeah,
at some
yeah,
stage.
yeah,
Did
yeah.
you say you had a Facebook page as well?
No, well, I've only got my own one. No, I don't
Yeah.
have any of the football pages.
No, that must be someone else. Yeah.
just did the books. Well, maybe that's the next QPR one. Hopefully, got a few more of us coming on.
Yeah,
Can't be talking to these Brentford fans.
no, no, it's naughty, isn't it? I know. That's why I ain't got that. I've probably got about 3 subscribers or something. You're out of order. That's why you're out of order, Dave. What do you get Chelsea fans on for?
Exactly.
No,
Yeah,
it was.
at
the time, it's not like I haven't asked hundreds of QPR. It just hasn't happened. You know what I mean? You're the first one, so brilliant, mate.
No, I'm delighted to get on it, mate. No, it's been great to talk to you.
Yeah, it's cool, man. You could talk for hours. You could talk here for 3 hours, no problem at all.
That's the thing. Like with this, when it's so relaxed, you think of bits and you think, oh yeah, what about? And then it's all those lovely bits, isn't it? It's all those.
Yeah.
It's funny. I've about 15, 20 pages into your book as well. So that's like bloody hell. I remember that. It's really weird. These bits suddenly come bursting forward.
That's what I love doing it as well, because it helps relive good old memories, and you know, some of the books there's a bit of the good, the bad, and the ugly in it. But I like to mix it up a little bit. But yeah, for a lot of people, it's great stuff. You know, great. Brought back a load of great memories and stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
it's nice. It's nice that it's like, unlike a lot of them, as you say, at least you read certain people's ones and it's, we've never been done. I've never been done. I've never said, shut up. About 8 pages in, you just put it on the floor. You can't be bothered to read it. Like, yours is the true thing. Do you know what I mean? Which is lovely.
I mean, there's plenty. I could put so much in there about other stuff which I haven't. I'm not going to either. No, I kind of didn't go. I didn't go. The scene mob got their own thing, like, so I did ask a couple of lads, and they said, no, not really. But there's a lot of things there. I mean, I used to go to see mob coaches a lot when I was a kid. You know, I was one of. It'll be like they like to have the little kids on board as well,
yeah, yeah,
up
yeah.
and coming lads and
Under
stuff.
fives or
But
whatever
what
it
a
is. Yeah,
buzz, man! Yeah,
yeah, I bet.
Ellen Road in '87 at the FA Cup. That was mad, mate. I don't know if you
Yeah.
got to that one.
No, no, I weren't there for that.
That was absolutely
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, I won't talk too much because we've still only got
No,
about we've got 5 minutes
no.
of that year
Yeah,
anyway.
no, no.
But if we got 5 minutes, we've got about 5 minutes. What would you what could I ask you now? Kind of just to sum up things, about the whole thing about supporting the R's and stuff. And what I mean, you said a lot anyway. You've already said plenty. You know what I mean? But
Well, the only thing I think about it, to me, I thought about this the other week. Well, and I was trying to explain to someone the other week. I don't know why they was asking me. It's this, to me, unlike a lot of that. I think they've all said to me, like, you like the sense of humour you like having, everything else is totally different, and it is. I think we're the most realistic fans I've ever met. You know what I mean? You don't go expecting it. It's, you go because you love the club. You go because you love the fellow fans and that sort of stuff. And when
yeah,
I've seen us getting done 4-0, we score and we're singing. It's just like watching Brazil, and the same old Rangers taking the piss, and we're getting run up, get smashed all over the park, and yet,
yeah, yeah,
this sense of humour comes out of it. This whole thing of, it's that sort of. I mean,
yeah.
I remember when we won at Wembley, I was so out of my head. I said to him, we scored, and I said, mate, we've only got to defend for about 45 minutes now. And he went, no, it's the last minute of the game. But the first thing that came to mind is we don't defend. And I thought,
Is
well, we've lost.
Is
It's
that the
that,
Zamora? Is that the Zamora
yeah,
game?
yeah, there's a
Yeah,
more
yeah.
one. Yeah,
That,
yeah,
funny.
yeah.
Actually, that's the only time I've ever celebrated a goal
Yeah,
at the same time as shaking my head.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
was
yeah,
shaking my head in
yeah,
disbelief. Like,
yeah,
hang on a
yeah,
minute.
yeah,
We had a
yeah,
man off. We was down to 10 men. It was
yeah,
just heading towards injury time. We'd hardly done
yeah,
anything.
yeah,
That just went in. I'm like,
yeah,
yeah. I was shaking. I was like, I can't believe this. I can't
yeah.
believe this.
No, absolutely
Mental.
right. And
Absolutely.
it's like we did the entire history of the club. We don't defend well. It's the
No.
entire history of the club's defending in one game. It's like, do you want to, the QPR book of defending has got no pages in it except it's got that
Yeah,
one match. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Fair enough. Do you know
Madness.
what?
Yeah,
I think Redknapp should have retired. I reckon he should have retired at that stage, yeah, and not
yeah,
taken on
definitely.
another season. That's
Yeah,
what a lot of
yeah,
people
definitely.
are saying.
Yeah, yeah,
Maybe you
definitely.
should just call it a day on a winning note. Like. Anyway,
Yeah, yeah,
guys, it
yeah.
doesn't really matter now.
I saw us win at Wembley thanks to that man, so I'll be forever grateful to him for that, because
Yeah.
I didn't imagine it would ever. I didn't imagine we'd ever get there again. So
No,
thanks to
no.
the
What a
playoffs
day
and
though
stuff.
that was. Yeah. I mean, I weren't
Yeah,
even drinking. I was sober at that. I'm
yeah,
stoking out. I
yeah,
didn't even have a drink that day. I got through the whole day. It was mental. I think we ended up at Rice slipping earlier, South Rice slipping that, and then headed
right,
down. Fucking thousand. Was there
yeah,
47,000 Rangers or
yeah, yeah,
45,000?
yeah. No, it
Mental.
was mad.
We can pull a lot of fans,
Yeah. We
but
did it when at Cardiff. We had more fans at Cardiff and Cardiff, and it was
yeah,
at the Millennium Stadium in Cardiff. And I remember
man.
I think we had 5,000 more fans in there.
I was
So
on a
no, it does
ban for
work
that
out.
one. I've heard a lot of stories about that day as well, but
Yeah, that was a bit
I'm gonna
lively.
have to
I
draw
think.
the line. We can go back
All
on
right, mate. Well,
another time. We can go back to
yeah,
that.
definitely. Yeah, yeah. Well, listen, really good. Really, thanks for inviting me, mate. It's really, really good to
Ah,
chat about it all.
pleasure.
And I'll be
Great.
I'll be following the podcast on YouTube.
Oh,
So
cool,
yeah,
man. It's an
definitely.
absolute pleasure talking to you, man. It
Yeah,
was.
and you, mate. Nice one.
Yeah, I could actually carry on for another few hours, but hey, we've got to draw the line there. But
Well, we'll re-engage again. We'll do it again
I'll tell
and
you
go
what I'll
on
do.
about some other bits.
I'll give you a quick buzz when this is finished on the messenger. A quick call,
Brilliant.
and then we wrap it up. Right, but
Lovely.
I'm going to
Top
call
man.
it there. If anyone wants to
All
keep
right.
watching the podcast, please feel free to subscribe or whatever. If you don't really matter to me. I'm not in this to earn a million. I'm only doing it for a laugh and a grin.
Yeah.
Yeah, and thanks very much, Dan.
No,
And
nice
I'll
one.
speak to you in a minute. All the best,
Yeah.
mate.
Take care of yourself. Cheers,
Yeah,
mate. Thanks very much for that.
all the best.
Right.
Yeah, yours.